Hi everybody! In today's video, we're exploring one of the most underrated national parks in the United States. This is Petrified Forest National Park. To begin, let me share with you how to get to this magical place. Petrified Forest is located in northeast Arizona, right along Interstate 40. It's about 3 hours from Grand Canyon National Park, 1 hour 45 minutes from Flagstaff, about 3 hours and 30 minutes from Phoenix, and about 4 hours and 40 minutes from Tucson. You can enter the park from one of two entrances, either the south entrance or the north entrance. During this video, I entered via the north entrance and made my way south through the park. Once inside, I made a quick stop at the Painted Desert Visitor Center, mostly just to check it out and have a look around. You'll find the usual souvenirs here, but there are also park rangers available if you have any questions. A few minutes after leaving the Painted Desert Visitor Center, you'll come across to Pony Point, your first glimpse at what is known as the Painted Desert area of the park, and also my first clue that this park was going to be much more impressive than I had originally thought. There are several different overlooks in the Painted Desert area of the park along Petrified Forest Road. To be honest with you, I stopped at most of them during my visit to the park. If there are crowds at one of the overlooks, just go ahead and drive on to the next one and you may find that you have the place all to yourself. My next stop was the Painted Desert Inn, which is a historic site located on the northern side of Petrified Forest National Park in the Painted Desert area. It was built in the 1920s as a rest stop for travelers driving along Route 66. The inn has since been turned into a museum where visitors can go inside and see what the inn looked like back in the day. And there are also trails on the outside of the inn, some of which are also dog friendly, which offer some views of the Painted Desert down below. After leaving the Painted Desert Inn, my dog Melvin and I made a few more quick stops at some more overlooks in the Painted Desert area of the park. This next stop was one of my favorites. It's a landmark dedicated to the former alignment of historic Route 66. I love learning and reading about the history of Route 66, so I found this really interesting. You'll find a vintage 1932 Studebaker, and just behind it, you can see the line of telephone poles marking the former location of Route 66. This is just a quick stop, but it makes a fun place to get some photos. Continuing south through the park, the next stop is Puerco Pueblo. This is the site of a former community of ancestral Puebloan people over 800 years ago. It is estimated that this site may have been home to approximately 200 people. Today, visitors can explore the well-preserved ruins, which boast some of the most impressive examples of rock art in the Southwest. The intricate designs provide a glimpse into the cultural and religious practices of the people who once called this place home. Just past the area where you find the petroglyphs, you'll also find a small museum. If you step inside, you can see a few exhibits where you can learn a little bit more about the people who once lived here. Next is a quick stop called Newspaper Rock. While at first glance it may seem like just another rock covered in etchings, a closer look at Newspaper Rock reveals a fascinating history with over 650 petroglyphs. Next, we move into my favorite section of Petrified Forest National Park, known as the Blue Mesa. And our first stop will be alongside the road to admire the famous tepees. The tepees were formed over 200 million years ago during the late Triassic period and are one of the biggest attractions here in the Blue Mesa section of the park. A bit further down the road, we'll find more of the Blue Mesa Badlands, including the park's very popular Blue Mesa Trail. This 1-mile paved loop trail winds through stunning badlands with strikingly colorful hillsides of pink, blue, and lavender, as well as petrified logs scattered along the trail. And if I can give you one piece of advice, definitely don't skip this one. The scenery along this trail is beautiful, and you really shouldn't miss it. Next up is the Agate Bridge. This is basically a petrified log that forms a bridge over a gully at Agate Mesa. The bridge is currently blocked off and supported by concrete. However, in the past, visitors were able to actually stand on the log and take pictures. Due to obvious safety concerns, so this is no longer the case. Next up is Jasper Forest Overlook, which offers a bird's eye view of the Blue Mesa Badlands and some petrified wood down below. Just past Jasper Forest is Crystal Forest, which is another can't-miss attraction in Petrified Forest National Park. In my opinion, Crystal Forest is the best place to view petrified wood. You can walk along the 0.75-mile loop trail and get up close and personal to crystallized petrified wood. And my last stop in the park today was to the Rainbow Forest Museum, which boasts several exhibits that detail the history of the park, including dinosaur fossils and petrified wood samples. Visitors can also view several interactive displays that showcase different types of rocks and fossils, as well as learn about the many plant and animal species that call the park home. Thanks so much for watching, and Melvin and I will see you in the next one.